may this be one of the best moments of your life. You're listening to the Business Mirror Podcast for a broader look on business with Senior Editor Dennis Estopace.
Good day, I'm Dennis Estopace, and welcome to Wednesdays with John Mangun, a podcast to be anchored by John Mangun, a columnist for the Business Mirror newspaper and who operates a website titled mangunonmarkets.com. Mr. Mangun will share with us one of the many pieces he wrote for his column titled Outside the Box, which is published every Tuesday and Thursday in the op-ed section of the Business Mirror. We hope you enjoy your Wednesday with John Mangun.
Surviving the lockdown. They say that if you can last 5 days quitting smoking or staying off Facebook, you are probably going to make it longer without too much of a problem. Psychologists and medical doctors say it takes about 2 or 3 weeks to adjust to working on the night shift. Marriage experts say you need 2 years after the wedding to figure it all out. We in Metro Manila are about to find out what 60 days under a lockdown feels like and what the consequences might be. And the studies of similar experiences do not paint a pretty picture. In fact, after 30 days, life gets dismal. After 45 days, eating bat soup seems like a reasonable alternative to being held in quarantine. With some 2.6 billion people around the world in some kind of lockdown, we are conducting arguably the largest psychological experiment ever made on the human race. But we are not completely in uncharted territory, because there have been numerous studies on the topic. The Lancet is a weekly peer-reviewed general medical journal published in the United Kingdom since 1823. In late February, right before European countries mandated various forms of lockdowns, the Lancet published a review of 24 studies documenting the psychological impact of quarantine, which is the restriction of movement of people who have been potentially exposed to a contagious disease. After reading the review, I can say with firm conviction, God help us all. Trying to get a handle on current conditions, a group headed by a health psychologist from a Dutch university in Amsterdam made a study as Belgium, with about 12 million people, shut down the entire country. Note that research had already been conducted in China, where it was found that about 28% of quarantined parents warranted a diagnosis of trauma-related medical disorder. The study in Belgium found initially that 32% of the population could be classified as highly resilient, and only about 15% indicated toxic levels of stress. Now, this is at the beginning. 56% had strong or some resilience, while 44% had at least some risk to what they are calling lockdown toxic stress. But things got nasty quickly. Belgium locked down at the same time we did on March 18th. After 2 weeks, the study was made again, and the scientists concluded that the only thing that could save the citizens of Belgium was increased use of recreational drugs. Okay, maybe not, but the results were scary. The number of resilient people dropped by more than half to 25%, while the potentially crazy like a bat, that's my term, not theirs, nearly doubled. From the study, perhaps unsurprisingly, people who are quarantined are likely to develop a wide range of symptoms of psychological stress and disorder, including low mood, insomnia, stress, anxiety, anger, irritability, emotional exhaustion, and depression stress symptoms, unquote. Hey, that sounds like my average Tuesday for these past 2 months. The next problem is what happens after the quarantine is lifted. Now, looking at similar situations, 35% of the non-resilient group had problems going back to work. And if they did, productivity fell significantly. Comparisons in the many studies done are made to post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. In the review of all the research and studies, which was made by The Lancet on March 14, boredom and isolation caused a major part of the problem and the distress. So maybe in this case, your friends on Facebook might genuinely be your best friends through the lockdown.
Thank you for listening to the Business Mirror podcast. For a broader look on business, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Business Mirror. Until next time.